Catching Macklin red-handed, not following his think box to play box process with his business to funny face. I mean, funny face to business face walking into his shot. We've got to hold these young talents accountable. And ultimately now working on training a new release pattern, feeling the exit a little more out, a little bit more up, and then a little bit more around behind his ears at the end of the golf swing. Ultimately, all this does, it allows us to realize that this particular player is not going into poor body mechanics or movement patterns that cause issues. So we move into this left foot out to the target, right foot forward to the ball, causing a letter L in the feet. And all this really truly does, it allows us to train the unique downswing to impact drill, allowing for coach and player, but most importantly, player on their own, to learn how to move the golf club up and down correctly. And we'll notice when coach jumps in there, all we're trying to do is we're trying to replace the player going into excessive side bend in the downswing, and the player needs to feel their sternum move forward at the ball. If the player moves their chest forward at the golf ball, the torso basically will remain square leading into impact while the lower body pelvis continues to maintain some rotation, which creates room for the club to move down into the low point, contacting ball, contacting turf. The lower half continues to rotate. The upper body follows. The hands, the arms have somewhere to go because the sequencing is absolutely 100% ideal. Now, this player is not 6'4", 220 pounds, so we have to work with what we have. And ultimately, in this case, you can see the shaft is leaning forward. The player's body is not in excessive side bend. You will see from a viewer when the coach walks in here, and the coach is basically helping the player feel their chest move at the ball. The player maintains their posture. The club will move on top of the plane down in front of them. And ultimately, all this does, it grooves the player's chance of moving the club down at an exaggerated angle of attack that's opposite of what this player typically does. Again, there's a big difference between feel and real. Hopefully this tip helps you with your understanding for what a stud muffin that Mack Truck is and how he's bringing so many great things to the table with his development as a player. A couple of these training aspects allow us to basically work on things from the start of the swing to working on backswing concepts, downswing concepts, footwork, balance, and then ultimately at the end of the golf swing, that Mack Truck sexy finish when that golf club is over and behind his ears. He's standing tall over his left leg, great extension through impact. And next thing you know, we are in full control of that golf club at the end of the golf swing. Thanks for tuning in.